Oh, hi there. Cello. Hey now. Hola. And ba weep grana weep mini bong. However you want to say it. Welcome to that Kev1 show.
Hello, Bellas, and I hope you're all popping something cool as the temp is climbing. What's also climbing is my next guest star meter. Oh, he's someone you've seen, to be sure, from The Good Doctor, Schitt's Creek, Reacher, Dark Matter. He even made A-Train sweat in The Boys, and he's also super powered and super pumped with just Gordon-Levitt. And he just came back stateside from a vacay in Mexico. So say hola to star-studded Mishka Thébaud. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh, for sure, man. I had to, man. Oh, my Lord. But one thing I wanted to ask as well, how many times and how hardcore and horrible has it been? What's the worst butchering of your last name that you've had in your life?
You know what? Well, funny enough, actually, in school, me and my brothers, they and anybody who knew us, a lot of people used to just say the bod. So that's what they would just say, just out of jokes and stuff like that. But yeah, I've gotten all sorts of things. Tebow, the whole thing.
Oh my gosh.
Actually, Tebow's not that far off, but yeah. But whenever I come in for casting or something, I just say it in French, right? I say Tebow. I say Mishka Thébaud. I just always say my name in French, just how my parents intended it to be. But but pronounce it however I'm not offended.
Oh, okay. So, but the official correct pronunciation is officially what?
Thébaud.
Thébaud.
So I guess in English it would just be Tebow or yeah, like it's not a problem.
You're like, just don't call me late for dinner, and as long as the check clears, it's all good, man.
That's right. Yep.
Oh man, well, like I said at the top of the show, you've been in so many roles and with like so many characters. Are there any characters that stay with you the most? Like, that you kind of like, maybe you keep their personality a little bit in like social situations, or man, this is kind of cool. Maybe I'll keep this posture, or I'll keep this this eyebrow I did with this character. Is there anything like that kind of stayed with you? I've noticed that myself a couple times.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah. I feel like for most characters, most of them, I feel like a bit of me is in them, right? So, there's definitely parts of me that are, that from characters that will stay with me forever for sure. The one that comes to mind, I think, which is an old one. It's like one of my first gigs in this Canadian show. It was on Sci-Fi, a show called Dark Matter.
Oh yeah, huge critical hit. Yeah, huge cult following.
Yeah, it had a huge cult following and people love that show. But it's just it's like a character I played that I feel like I've never played again. Which is, I would love to play something like that again, but he's just very eccentric and just kind of, it's kind of like the goofier side of myself, and I feel like I tap into that character a lot, or just things from that character that I constantly use, or at least I have used in my regular life. And I'm like, I don't know. It's just, I think there's just an ease with that character, and maybe I'm able to just kind of, tap into that sometimes just for social situations, and it comes in handy for sure.
Oh hell yeah! Have you gone to a lot of cons with that character or not? I imagine, like, you probably get recognized at Comic Cons or those types of.
Oh, Comic Con. Well, I mean, actually, funny enough, that is probably the character that people have like pointed out to me, or just bumped into people and things like that, where they bring it up, or they have bring it, especially in the when it was still going, and still had such a huge following. Unfortunately,
yeah, I totally.
Continue, but,
I remember the font from that and everything. Yeah, I know, totally. Yeah, that definitely was its own beast for sure. Huh. Man,
it was a fun one for sure.
Yeah. Any toys or anything yet? Anything? Have you ever found yourself any merch or anything like that where you're like, oh my god?
Wait, sorry, say that again.
Oh, have you cut yourself in any merch or anything like that? Like any toys or figures or?
Well, for the boys, I remember I did. I haven't even checked in on that. I don't know what ever happened, but they had me sign some cards for Shockwave.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know if those are out. Like, I completely forgot about them, but they just hit me after you asked me that. But yeah, that's the one thing that comes to mind for sure, which is cool. That was a cool show to experience for sure, and a lot of great people involved, and very nice people, and that was a blast for sure.
Oh my god, Shockwave, yeah. I mean, and like, I'm an OG comic geek and everything, kind of before comics were cool and all that, so like, I would have just been plotzing for that and everything. Like, when you first got that gig as Shockwave, were you just like, I mean, it was really new in the show too, so the show wasn't quite the juggernaut it became. I mean, I think it's the number one show on Amazon still to this day, right now. But like, what were the initial feelings when you first got that role? You're playing a superhero, conveying powers, getting a costume, going to be fitted, not just for, I love going to wardrobe to be costumed, like, oh hell yeah, but to be a superhero costume, and then, you know, signing all that stuff for cards and all that stuff, your likeness and all that. Oh my lord. What was that like for you?
Well, it's actually pretty funny how I ended up getting that one, because I used to read a lot for a casting director in Toronto, Canada, and basically, so I would read for a good friend of mine, Sarah Kay, and so I was a reader for a lot of the auditions, and I was a reader for that audition specifically, funny enough, and and at the end of the day, she just kind of asked me, she was like, you want to go in front of the camera, or you want to just give this role a shot? And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And I did that and ended up booking it, so it was really, really unexpected, to be quite honest. And it all happened really fast, so it was, I don't even think I had any time to really stew on it. Like, it just, all I remember is really quick, and next thing you know, I'm doing fittings, and they're putting these suits on me. Yeah, it's really out of left field, and I think that made it even more, just more enjoyable, more fun, because it was just so unexpected, and it was still early days for me, acting-wise, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was, it was, it's quite early on for me still, so it was just fun. I was just enjoying it, to be honest. And there were quite a few fittings, because it was quite the suit. All their superhero suits, they the costume department there was.
They look so good. I mean, they're up there with the best superhero suits, and especially TV-wise, indisputably, for sure. And they look like superhero costumes. They're not like the X-Men leather of the early 2000s, which we were thankful for at the time. But it's like now, it's like, come on, we want the, something comic accurate or close to it, But it's
Well, they really took the time, like, in making it and all that, and it was well fitted to every single actor that was playing whichever character, and any little thing they would adjust. I'm not kidding. Like, everything was perfection, and they were very meticulous about all that stuff. So it makes sense. Hats off to them for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I just watched probably less than 72 hours ago, because I had to wait on it. I'm so glad social media didn't spoil it, but I finally watched The Boys finale. Won't spoil it here. So good though. But but man, like, so was it really like insanely? I know it's not Marvel, and it's independent. I think was it a Topps or a Dark Horse comic? But I mean, I remember it was more of an independent comic at first. But like with Amazon Prime, this huge show, were there a lot of huge NDAs, a huge lot of like, oh my god, hush hush, or was it just kind of like another big role when you got it?
Right. Well, funny enough, I think it was just season 1 that I mean.
Was it? Yeah, because I was gonna ask you. I remember it was early on. I remember it was iconic seeing you with the race with A-Train to see if he's gonna stay in 7 and. Yeah, super iconic.
Anytime they brought me back was unexpected, so none of that was planned. At least I had no idea. It was always just a surprise.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, but I had no idea what it would. Yeah, season 1, I had no idea, right? Like, I didn't know what this show would turn out to be. It was really cool. Really cool people involved, and so
some of the coolest, and huge. I mean, Seth Rogen, executive producer, and
oh my god,
Kripke.
Exactly.
I mean, like, but initially you wouldn't know quite. I mean, it's a big show, big budget show, Brian, boom, but
I had no idea what to expect from it or anything of that nature. But it was, you knew it had the potential. It was really cool scripts, and also it was just, anything you read on it was just so shocking when you're reading the script. So,
definitely.
So I knew it would definitely, drop some jaws for sure. So it's like, I think it's gonna be interesting. It's either gonna be, very, very well received because of its, shock factor.
Yeah, no pun intended, Shockwave.
I think they do a really good job with that stuff. So Yeah, it makes sense. It turned out to be what it turned out to be.
Yeah, do you remember, you might remember because you had the script and all that, mind you, let alone living it and the excitement of, like, telling your friends and family and everybody about it. What episode was that, the first Shockwave appearance at that race and everything?
Oh, God.
That's season one. I don't know, but... So, but it was obviously before the show came out at all, right? It was, like, filmed before, before the pilot aired. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it had to be, So when you're making it, it's this huge thing, superheroes, obviously gigantic budget and all that, but yeah, you just seem quite... So what was it like telling people? Were you like... Were they like, wait, is it Marvel, DC, or are you an Avenger? No, I'm in this thing called The Boys. The Boys. But it's like, no, it's a big superhero thing. I'm like The Flash. Oh, you're...
I don't know. I tend to, I'm quite introverted. I keep to myself a lot, so I don't, and I'm terrible, absolutely terrible at social media. It's one thing I've just never gotten good at. But, so it was more so just people reaching out to me once they saw it, like friends.
Okay.
Like, did I see you in this? And
oh, wow. That's
fun,
super cool in a way, because it's
I kept it to myself. I didn't.
Oh, look at you. Wow. Oh man, I was gonna say, well, when you're saying all that, like, oh yeah, like most actors are, a lot of us are introverted, you know what I mean? Like, people would be surprised, but I think I'd be telling a lot of people about, like, when it's in the can, I think, oh my god, I'm playing this character, Shockwave.
No, you should. You absolutely should. I'm just terrible at that stuff, I tend to zip it up, and I'm like, I don't know. There's a bit of uncomfortable feeling about posting about myself and things.
Yeah, I'm bad at it. Like, and I try, and managers and everyone tells me, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. And even with this podcast and like any YouTube stuff I do, I've never uttered, besides I'm going to say here the line, but of like and subscribe. It just feels like I can't do that. It's like, well, if they like it, they'll subscribe. They'll like it, right? I don't know. It just seems weird. I can maybe do it in a parody. Maybe I should make some parody videos where I'm playing that character and then I'm saying it. And maybe.
No, I get it. It. It's a funny thing because it's like, it's we should be doing it, and it's 100%. I'm envious of anybody who can do it.
Not judging, but it's just tough. Yeah, we're cut from the same cloth in that way. Did you get that a lot in school when you were acting at all? Like, hey, Mishka, you're a funny guy, make me laugh, or something like that. Oh, you're an actor. Do me. You're like, what?
Yeah, when they put you on the spot, it's tough.
It's like, what are you talking about? That's
what I always say. I'm like, don't put me on the spot. It's got to be, can't just pull it out there. There's too much pressure.
Oh man, that's so cool though. Oh my lord, so. Huh. And you were on at least, I want to say 4 or 5 episodes of Shockwave, right? Maybe, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it was 4 or 5 episodes for sure. I don't remember the exact number, but something of that nature.
But I mean, that was probably one of the most pivotal episodes, like, because I remember that's when Butcher first stares down Homelander from the crowd and all that stuff,
No, it was a real treat for sure. And it's funny too, because when we filmed a good portion, at least season 1, we took a race. It was like the hottest day I remember.
Oh, really?
And and I just remember we're both sweating in those suits.
Really? They didn't breathe. They didn't breathe that well, huh? Are they like kind of?
Yeah, we were dying in those suits, but it was, it was 100% worth it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So, what was the special effects like angle on your side? Was there a lot of like green screen or a lot of like do this jump movement and we're gonna add the effect, or?
No, we did a lot of. It was just a lot of like short sprints on the track, and then we had a separate room just with like 1,000,000 cameras, like a dome of cameras, and it just would capture every angle, and so I think that's how they were able to like do the effects, and I think it's parts CGI and just kind of. Yeah, it's like it was almost like, I think, kind of what they do in video games and stuff when they capture athletes.
Well, I wonder, I wonder if it's the same room, because we had a handful of the cast from Gen V, the Boys spinoff, who came on, and they talked about, like, Jess Clement talked about, she was the one who had the tail, and she described kind of the similar room with the cameras all around you, and like where they had the, okay, I wonder if it could be the same exact room or studio.
I wouldn't be surprised, for sure, I feel like that's used a lot, but... Yeah, it was cool. I had no idea what was going on.
So, did you, perchance keep any of the Shockwave suit at all? Any of the masks, your goggles?
No, I did not get the suit. I can't remember what I have. I have some memorabilia. I have like a poster. I've got quite a few different memorabilia things, but it was just kind of stuff from the race day. It was a lot of props and things of that nature.
Like whatever the name of the race was, the flyers. Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. There was like a bunch of Team Shockwave stuff. It was cool. It was cool. So I kept quite a few of those things.
One fan wanted to ask, what was the biggest physical transformation you undertook for a role? I don't know if it was Shockwave or not, but might be something unrelated, probably.
No, Shockwave, no, because
he's kind of lean, mean, so you're good. You're probably yeah.
No. All credit was to the costume department on that. They added muscles to me. They were once. Yep, I know. They made me look hella good, but it was not just me. I'm telling you. Okay. They added, padding and certain, things of that nature just to kind of buff me up a bit. I've never kind of been that big of a guy. I'm pretty lean. I'm pretty small. And the only role, there was another show that's an older one as well. It's called Bitten.
Oh, yeah.
As a werewolf.
With Supergirl. I'm trying to remember her name. Yeah.
But And so I was one of the werewolves in that, and so there was like one of my scenes where they killed me off, and basically I had to strip down to my boxers, and so I had like 2 weeks to prep for that, and I went all out and I'd say I was in pretty good shape for that one. But yeah.
Did you finally get the elusive six-pack that have escaped a lot of us?
I did.
Wow.
So, it was good while it lasted. I was like, I'm only going to do these when, when
Man,
it's necessary.
I've had to do, I get it. I mean, I get it. That's when the bit, like, you have like that death, like, okay, I'm getting fit no matter what. I've had to do like pixelated nude on like True TV, and I remember like plays in high school where I was doing like sit-ups in the bathroom with like paper towels on the ground, like, oh my abs. But it's like, to what end, really, But what was your secret?
Push-ups right before they.
Yeah, just because your crush or your girlfriend in the audience, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's the end-all be-all. It's kind of funny, but like, so what was your ab secret? 'Cause, a lot of people would probably love to hear that.
Sure, starving, no sugar.
Oh, yeah.
Really starving, no sugar, and I was swimming every day.
Oh, okay, yeah, full body workout to swimming, maybe. Yeah, I'm keto. I'm in the best shape of my life, and I've been keto for years, and so I think that, I know they say it's made in the kitchen and all that, it's still, for years, it's just like, flat stomach, but if I can do a sit-up crunch position, I get 4 abs, maybe, and now, I'm kind of, I don't know, man.
Well, so that was another thing I did, but
yeah. I don't know if I need to go vegan or what. I need to do something to get that next level, but
it's just torture.
Or I need your boys or old boys studios costume department.
Yeah, that's it. Just call them up. I'll just call them up when I need that.
Oh man, that's so. With your plethora of like roles though through the years, I mean, my lord, Schitt's Creek, so many. What do you get recognized from the most?
It's a good question. I think it's The Boys and maybe Reacher. I think, at least from my own circle of people, I feel like I've had the most people I know reach out about The Boys and Reacher. And just recently, I did a guest spot on Law and Order SVU, and I feel like a lot of people watch that show.
Oh, so many people, yeah.
I've been getting a lot from that, which surprised me a bit, but which was cool.
Oh, cool. It's funny. Like I've watched Law and Order, some of the Law and Orders and stuff, but it's funny. I feel like so many like girlfriends and ex-girlfriends like fall asleep watching Law and Order and they just watch it. It's just like, I'm like, okay, is this it's a girl? It has to go my old Kevin's book of girls, a rule of girls that I had like in high school, where it's like girls love cheese. It was number 2 because like even like girls who were lactose intolerant love cheese. Now it's like Law and Order might be on the list.
It's like a national treasure of some sort. I don't know.
Law and Order and Supernatural. It's like
exactly.
What was it like being on Law and Order?
Oh, it was fantastic. Every set that you pop onto is different, so you kind of just have to. It's always interesting being a guest star on something because it's you're trying to adapt to whatever this family has built with their show.
Oh yeah.
So you're trying to fit into what they do and their style of working and whatnot. So when you come in, it's always a difficult spot sometimes because you're like, okay, how is it going to be this time? Do you need to be completely word perfect for something, or is there room for playing? Like it's always a question mark, and you kind of have to feel it out. But for Law and Order SVU, I mean, first off, they're a well-oiled machine, and then number 2, they play. They just
good.
play. And so it's a dream for an actor because you go in there and
awesome. I love that.
They tell you to let go of the words and just whatever feels right to you do it. And working with
perfect.
I had a nice big scene with Mishka Thébaud, who was she's amazing. She's so kind, so nice, and we just played, and I loved it. She was like, it felt like I was just in a master class for acting, and we just had this scene study, and we just explored it fully and had a lot of fun doing it. So,
it's so perfect to
it was
hear.
a treat.
Yeah.
It was a treat, man.
So you had the full-on Law & Order experience working with her and that. Yeah.
I really did. That was great.
You checked like all the boxes.
Yeah, it was fun.
Oh, that's so good to hear too. 'Cause, I mean, I love that's the way. Like, I mean, I feel like that's the way one should be able to act. I mean, how you want to, be true to the world. But I always improv a bit. I mean, I was improv trained, mind you, but I always try to improv a bit in the role, just kind of make it your own, to kind of make it real, But I mean, I get it. If it has to be by the word, I get it. Sometimes it's that for a reason. But yeah, awesome.
For sure. I mean, you want to stick to whatever the writer has created, but it's nice when it's collaborative, right? I think that's that can be a benefit to everybody, and but yeah, it depends on the role, depends on the show, 100%. I mean, yeah, some things work better when it's just sticking to the script and all that stuff, but as an actor, yeah, like I said, it's a dream when you get those opportunities to just play.
Yeah, man, Law & Order, been around forever. Oh. I wonder what the set smells like. All the sets smell kind of different. I almost imagine it's like a regal smell, almost like a historic bank or something. I don't know. For some reason.
Yeah, I know, right? It does. It has that look for sure. It definitely has that look. But yeah, it's I know, longest running network drama.
Right. Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
27 seasons coming back. For
that is crazy.
So.
It's so crazy how these shows are like longevity on so many of them. Like, I mean, like South Park, even for example, is almost approaching 30 and stuff like that. It's almost like
Yeah.
As an actor, it's kind of like, when you have like the old aunts when you were a kid, like, who are like, how old are you, Aunt blah, blah, and they're like, oh, I'm 39. You're like, you've been 39 my whole life. It's kind of like, it's like, is South Park going to be wink, wink older than me soon? Or, it's like kind of like in Law & Order, like, oh yeah, I've been watching this since I was a kid, or,
Yeah, it could be. Exactly. That's right. It's literally been going that long. Yeah, 100%.
So as an actor, unless this is too, some people don't want to reveal how they get into the zone, so to speak. But if you don't mind me asking, like, do you get into roles in different ways? Like on a Law and Order, do you like in the makeup chair when they do your hair, and then like maybe on The Boys when you're in costume, or is it always the same way for you, or is it something at home, or you kind of method where all week you're kind of in that headspace, or?
I'm definitely not method by any means. I have nothing against it.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
I think whatever works for you, you should do, and I think everybody obviously has their own ways of working, and that's the way it should be. But for me, I do all my homework and at home, and I just try to play and think of all the I'll run stuff a lot at home, and kind of be a crazy person where I record the other person's lines, and then I leave these blank spaces, and I'll say them lines in my head, and then so basically I could kind of redo the scenes as many times as I want without needing to steal someone else's time and be annoying. And so it just allows me, I'll just try many different things, right? I'll just try let me try this in a way that may not work at all, but I'll just do it, and from that I'm able to discover something that I completely never would have thought of. And it might just be for one line, but it opens doors, and it just makes things fresh, and you're trying to, especially if you're doing a guest star on something, a lot of times I like to fight the cliche and stay away from that stuff. Just challenge myself to make it different, make it my own as much as possible. And so just playing, man, any moment I can play at home and do all that. That way on the day, director needs me to do it however, then I can just let go of whatever I've been doing and just do whatever they've just asked for.
Oh, totally. Like, I was talking with some friends, and they were talking about like acting stuff and auditions and stuff, and I gave some advice that I know where it was just like, make it your own, make it true to the thing. But a lot of times these casting people, especially if it's a wide net, they're seeing this so many times that I say, make it your own, make it real. But try to add a little something different that they haven't seen if you can. If it makes sense.
For sure. No, I get it. That's the hardest part about it. It's trying to stand out from a bunch of people doing the exact same thing, right? It's a different beast from, when you get the job, there's a freedom there where you're like, beauty, I got it. Now
Okay,
now I can just have some fun. But yeah, the audition, you're trying to find ways to stand out, which is why I personally always try to stick to my strengths. If there's something I can do in an audition that I know I can showcase, you know, my biggest strengths, then I will try to use that any way that I can. Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of sticking out, I was trying to think of a question where you didn't quite get asked a lot, you know, being in probably so many interviews and so many roles. But one of the roles that a lot of people, maybe they're not made these roles anymore, but how fun was it playing a pimp in the critically acclaimed The Apprentice, which a lot of people might have seen, but everyone I know who's seen it loved it. I mean, Smash and Stand, it's like one of a kind, yeah.
Yeah. No, it was, I enjoyed the movie. It was fun, man. It was fun. Sebastian Stan was so nice. And, you know, it was a small role, so it's tough to kind of go in there and do anything, you know, do too much with it. But director was super nice, and I just got to mess around. There were a couple of different things we did with that, and obviously that didn't quite they didn't show everything in the movie, which is understandable. But it was fun, man, especially with who he's playing and stuff. It brings up a lot of conversations for sure.
Yeah, it's so good. But the hardest part of getting like friends to watch it is like, you know, people like you might not want to watch it because you know who, but it's like, you know,
it can be
the
divisive.
movie. But it's like. It's almost like you gotta have it on, then your girlfriend walks in like, what is this? And like, is this Sebastian's? You're like, yeah, and they start, and they watch it. But if you try to describe it, they might be like, what? You know?
There's some great performances.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed that movie for sure.
Oh man. Huh. One of my crew members, Dimitri, wanted to ask, so like when you were on the set of Reacher, did you find yourself kind of piggyback what we were talking about fitness wise? Did you like work out extra hardcore just because you were going to be on the set with Reacher, be next to Alan Richmond and stuff? It's almost like I feel like I would be like hitting the gym extra hard as soon as I was cast, no matter what my role was, unless I had to be like anemic or something. And my posture would definitely be on point, impeccable.
That's funny. I didn't do anything based on the role that it was and whatnot. I didn't, but it was. And honestly, because I knew what he was going to do to me in the scene, or that main scene when he, before he kills me and stuff, and where he's just like, he's full on just gripping my throat and whatnot. I was just I stayed exactly. I didn't worry too much about how I looked or any of that stuff.
No.
I was just I was just gonna play and just have some fun on the day. He was Alan's really nice.
Oh, cool.
Really
That's
nice.
good to hear.
Fun
Yeah.
to work with. Yeah, he's great. And they all had really nice things to say. That was a fun shoot.
Uh-huh.
It's always fun when I remember doing that audition. It's an exhausting one. Where you got to show some pain or do some yelling. It's I think I did that in like 2 takes. And I was
going all out in the room. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it like a private audition, or were there people outside the door waiting to go in after, or no? Was it a?
No, that was a cell tape. That one was a tape.
Oh, good. Okay.
Thank God.
Yeah, can you imagine like one of those things on the boulevard and you're going in, like everyone's outside with their sheets and you're like screaming. You hear faint screams before and after you.
Yeah.
Like, really?
I feel bad for my neighbors, but yeah, I've done some weird ones for sure. I remember I've had some callbacks, over Zoom or something like that. They can be pretty intense. I've done one, sometimes at hotels and you're screaming and I'm like, God, I really hope someone's not calling me.
Yeah, can you imagine? The domestic, it's not domestic, it's just me. Yeah, I mean, I was yelling at my fake wife, and I was about,
I know, imagine explaining it, but
yeah.
You gotta commit.
You're like, ironically, in the scene I'm doing, the cops do get called, and at the end of the line, the cops come to the door, and you guys are here. That's like,
That's right, exactly.
Thanks for not tasing me like my character.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man. Huh. Oh man, and also at the top of the show, I'll mention how you had some, much needed me time in Mexico. Man.
Mm-hmm. Yes. It was great. Vacation was fantastic.
Oh.
We've had because I'm living in Toronto currently, and with my wife, and she's Canadian and stuff. So
okay.
we're we've been dealing with the absolute worst winter imaginable. It's been a colder year than ever, and it seems like it's lasted forever. It even got cold again today, which is brutal.
Wow.
So it was just very much
Winter's
an impromptu
coming.
trip where we just decided to go to Mexico and
warm
but
up.
like, let's just get away. Yes, and it was very much needed. It was
Wow.
great. It was great. I was able to relax, and then I got back and got super busy, and it's been an exhausting week. But after vacation, it's great to have one of those. So it's perfectly timed, to be honest.
Turn on the photosynthesis there. Cool. Yeah, I've never been to Mexico yet. I know, I hear it's beautiful and everything.
Oh, come on, you gotta.
I know, I got to. No, I got to.
It's amazing.
Well, I'd love to go now, but
traveling.
I got to re-up my passport, but also, like, I need to get, apparently, I've never had a, quote, real ID, and now, so, you know, my latest flying to LA for a gig was, like, you know, before the real ID was a thing. Not that long ago. It was, like, 2022, 21. But, I really need a, quote, real ID to even go to, like, Seattle if I wanted to. It's crazy. Have you noticed flying, is it more complex now, in, like, with your recent excursions, or is it kind of the same level? If you already have your passport.
It was most complex when it was when COVID was around. But I feel like it's kind of gotten a little it's kind of gotten back to pre-COVID, and you know it's not too bad as long as when you do it enough, you kind of just know how to speed things up and make it a little smoother for yourself. So it's not too bad.
You still gotta take your shoes off, or no? Put in the thing. Or?
No, it's only. I mean, at the minute, it's only when you're wearing boots. You know, if you're wearing some big old boots or something like that. But if you're wearing sneakers, most of the time you don't need to. So you'll be all right.
Okay, very cool.
And if you're flying state to state, it's even easier. So you're good.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, very, very, very good.
Yeah. No, I'm from Haiti, so warm weather is my calling card. So any chance I can be in some smothering humidity and crazy heat, I'm all for it.
So I go to the gym, I go to the hot tub, the pool. I don't go to the sauna and the steam rooms. Are you the steam room sauna guy, or?
No.
Oh, okay.
See, I do not like those because those are suffocating.
It's suffocating. It's too hot. In my humble opinion, not judging anyone, but it's sort of, I could be in a hot tub.
Different.
I remember the Hollywood parties when I was living in Hollywood. I could be in the hot tub if there was a pool party. I could be in the hot tub the whole time. Yeah. But when people walk by me and they're in full clothes and they have their cell phone and their earbuds and they go in the steam room and I'm like, they come out dripping sweat. I'm like, isn't that bad for your phone and you're fully dressed? I'm like, what is going on? Like,
not for me. No, exactly. No, when you're growing up in a tropical place, there's relief to it. It's very different if you're in a humid city of some sort. It's very different. So no, a sauna, way too suffocating. There's no ocean.
In my humble opinion, I don't
tropical breeze. No.
And maybe since I'm born and raised in Portland, Oregon, but it's too much. It's like, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh man. Another crew member of mine told me like you were super amazing as Corey and super pumped. I mean, and I saw, super all-star peers you had on that. Jeez, I mean, like it was insane. Like, what was it like on that set? Like, it had to be like
that was a treat. That was another treat.
Yeah, it had to be like a save point, like I made it career moment. I feel like.
I mean,
what you have a lot of.
Levitt was super nice, and
cool.
He was the pleasure to work with. I was terrified. I was very nervous day one and terrified and all that. But there was all these vets, actors that I've seen and since I was younger and whatnot. But I just remember one of them just saying we were on the ride to set and I can't remember exactly who it was, so I don't want to misname him. But it was I just specifically remember someone saying, God, I got the first day jitters. Do you guys have that? And she'd been working, I think, for 30 plus years, 40 years in the industry. She's been in the industry forever.
That's cool.
That's all I remember, and I immediately just made me feel better. So I was like, oh, okay, all right. Well, then this is normal. So, it was a pleasure, especially, I had a fun scene with JGL where we just kind of butt heads and we're having a dramatic, just a two-hander of just some dialogue with our bedridden dad in the hospital, and yeah, that was a fun scene because it was just that was a really good moment and a really fun acting moment because I got to, it's JGL right there, and I just felt like I just remember being really confident that day, and I was like, I'm gonna give it to him, and I felt like I did that, and he had a lot of nice things to say after that, so it was
cool.
fun. It was fun.
I love you call him JGL too. That's cool.
Well, they were doing it on set.
Oh, is that his nickname? Okay, cool.
I just feel like I got into a habit of saying that. Yeah.
I mean, it almost sounds like a superhero term, like you're like,
Yeah.
like you're the Avengers, like, hey.
Yeah. His name's too long, that's why.
Ah, okay. He didn't get the J-Lo treatment like J-Love or something like that, or J-Love, what's up? JGL, gotcha.
No, yeah, exactly, yeah.
You're like, no, someone did say that and they got canceled off set. Like, okay. Oh, cool. And now you're probably sharing Christmas cards with them.
No. No.
Oh, man. Well, with all these various roles you've played, I mean, and all these different projects even, not even just roles, but are there any of your projects or, films that you feel like deserve more eyes on if they haven't gotten, like, the recognition they deserve at all?
No, not really. It's not something I've ever really thought about. It's one of those things where I just enjoy doing the work, whether it's preparing for a role and then the actual work that you get to do on the day. And obviously if you're lucky, you have a really good time and you get to play with the other actors that are working with you.
Yeah.
That's the goal. And I have a lot of fun doing that. That's what I enjoy about it all. I like that. I mean, I like to think that's why I even pursue this career and continue to, stick with it. But watching it or anything of that, like any of the stuff afterwards, I don't particularly enjoy. I don't enjoy watching any of the stuff. It's just not something I...
Like your own performances, you mean? Or...
Yeah, I really
Interesting.
don't like that. But that's kind of normal. I feel like a lot of actors...
No, yeah, well, I mean, I remember first hearing Gene Hackman. I mean, in old interviews, I remember hearing him say that, like, wow, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's a lot more common.
Now, do you watch your performance once at least, or no? You often just don't even watch it? Or?
I force myself to, not critically or anything. It's just literally for, it's just for material. If there's something that I think can be useful for my reps, my manager, my agent, and they can really just, because they can always use if it's something that puts me in a different light and it's something strong, then they can use it to pitch me for other things and whatnot. So that's really the only reason. It's very business and very just for those reasons only. But if I didn't have to, I definitely wouldn't. That's for sure.
Well, see, I'm kind of different in the way that, like, I always watch it, like, when it first comes out or whatever. Half the time, especially to see if anything got cut. Like, maybe, am I even in this episode? Or something like that. Right. Yeah. But also, like, I had this thing, not epiphany, it's too strong of a term, but I remember when, like, either Gene Hackman or maybe it was Roger Moore or someone said that they didn't watch themselves. Someone said they didn't watch themselves, and one of the actors said that. And, like, I remember being, like, as a kid or whatever, young actor, being like, man, like, but what if, like, you don't know how you look and, like, you're doing something weird? Like, imagine, like, you never watched yourself ever, and then, like, you're 80 or 90 and you're retired, you're watching yourself on Turner Movie Classics, and you're like, oh my god, this action show I was on, where I shot a gun, I always tilt my head back in this weird way. I never realized I did that. Or I blink, or I wince my eyes when I shoot my gun, but I'm supposed to be a badass assassin these 8 seasons.
Right.
Like, or something weird, like...
No, that's a fair point. It's a fair point. I guess you never know. At that point, you'd have to just trust everyone else around to let you know that you're doing something super weird.
Yeah, but, it's just like that effect, it's like you don't look like how you look in the mirror, really. You have to videotape yourself, they say. Or you think you sound sexy in your voice text to your girlfriend, then you play it back and you're like, hi! And you thought you're like, hey, how's it going?
Yeah, it's true. You never know. It's true. Probably best to at least watch yourself a little bit.
A wee bit, yeah. Not insanely freak out or overly critical and,
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man. Well, also, one of these questions I want to ask you, Mishka, so many things, so many roles, you can do so much, so many different voices, all that jazz, become anything. If you had carte blanche, unlimited funds for a project or IP, that you've always loved, what would you want to be working on the most? Like, what's dream project,
That's pretty easy. I've said this previously. I'm a very big true crime guy. I love a lot of that dark stuff. For whatever reason, I'm always fascinated by those, things about like real serial killers and all those stories. The movie Zodiac, for example, is a movie that I absolutely loved, with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh yeah, I love that. Yeah, I saw it not so long ago again.
Classic, and
it's insanely good. Yeah,
it'd be something of
haunting
that
at the
nature,
end,
or
too.
even True Detective, for example, with Matthew McConaughey, Woody Harrelson.
Oh yeah,
like, so,
I still quote that. Yeah.
a series of that nature would absolutely the dream.
Yeah.
Playing a detective for something like that. Absolutely,
Ooh,
that's top of the list for sure. I would love to do that.
Interesting.
Someday.
Yeah, true crime. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I played one of my favorite roles. I played a real life killer who's in. Last I checked, he's still in jail serving life.
Oh, no
yeah, it's really
way.
crazy
Okay.
when you get into that role and you're like, I was almost afraid one day he was going to hit me up on Facebook or something like that. You did good, or you did bad, or I'm coming for something. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's crazy when you're studying mugshots and stuff. There's something about it where it's like, huh? Yeah.
No, it's fascinating. It's just fascinating stuff, right? It's just, as actors, we're all like, it's human behavior is what can fascinate us. All this stuff, and the psyche of it all, and so I think maybe that's why I'm drawn to that stuff. But yeah, for sure, well, definitely something of that nature.
Since you said that, maybe you can answer this question. I've wondered. I feel like no one has the answer. Maybe Google, or you can use an AI to find out. But like, when did true crime? Now it's been like more than a decade and a half. I feel like at this point, but it feels like not that long ago. True crime wasn't like insanely popular. It feels like it was something like you'd visit your grandpa and it'd be like playing at the old folks' home, like some old Unsolved Mysteries rerun. And then it blew up where everyone loves it. I feel like when dating apps for new people, it said, "Oh, true crime," and you're like, "Are you really into true crime?" It's almost seems
like it's podcasts.
I think podcasts made it big. Ooh, okay.
Is what opened the door to that. I think.
Oh.
I think.
You ever heard that? That makes sense. Yeah.
There's that podcast, Serial, and I remember that one had put out something. I'm not remembering exactly, but it was just kind of like it was one of those like murders and like who did it, this and that thing blew up.
Oh, okay.
Tons and tons of true crime podcasts erupted from that, and if you go into podcasts, there's just like so many.
Oh yeah, no, there are.
I think it's massive.
There's so many, and then there's so many even parodies where they make shows about true crime podcasts, like Only Murders in the Building. Like that. So I still gotta watch or watch
and
play.
They make fun of Serial in that. They specifically make fun of.
Oh, he totally cracked the code. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So I think podcasts. That's me. But I think people always have had some sort of fascination. It's just there's more media availability.
Yeah.
There's more technology and ways to consume that true crime stuff, right? There's just more available to us now. So
one thing that's funny, have you come across this, and maybe you're gonna like this yourself, but have you ever came across this where it's funny where my mother, for example, like, and a lot of people, but like, they won't watch horror films, they won't watch whatever, oh, it's too bloody, how can you watch that? But then they're watching tons of this true crime on whatever IDTV or what have you, and it's like detailed hardcore real murders, and I'm like, how are you watching this then? And they're like, well, that's real. I'm like, well, doesn't that make it worse? For your point of
that's my guilty pleasure. Is I love horror movies. I love slashers.
Ooh, okay.
They're just so
Terrifier and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just so over the top and stuff though that you're like, like Halloween and Friday the 13th. Like I love those, but they're over the top in a certain way and stuff. And it's funny because I can't watch any sort of like medical dramas. It's too real, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
if someo's bleeding out of their jugular on a plane in a very realistic scene, you're like, no. They put the straw in the wrong spot, or no. Oh, fuck.
It's
that's interesting.
Bizarre. I don't know why.
Maybe it's because if it's more quote cartoonishly and quote like exploding blood like in Kill Bill or something maybe, or
right,
or just a supernatural aspect where it's okay.
No, the supernatural stuff that doesn't really get me, but yeah.
Well, so what's your favorite what's your favorite kind of niche horror film like in October?
Definitely, it's slashers. It's slashers. So basically, Halloween. All those Halloween movies with Michael Myers. Scream. Any of the Scream. Movies.
First two Screams I love so much. Yeah.
Yeah. Like any of those, to be honest. I know we did last summer. They're all like, not considered great movies, but it's just, for whatever reason, I enjoy slashers. That's just my guilty pleasure. So, any of those type of movies, I'm all in, man. I'll do it. Or Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Even.
Oh my god, yeah. The first one is still just so insane, haunting.
Yeah,
like,
that was nuts.
It
That
feels
was
like
a
you're.
home video.
Yeah, it feels like you're in a weird another atmosphere soup or something.
Yeah.
It's like, what is happening? Like.
Yeah, you're like, these were actors. This looks real. So
Yeah.
that was very eerie.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
Have you ever dabbled in writing a horror film at all, or?
Oh God, no. I've tried writing in the past. I'm awful at it.
Sorry,
so, no, I'm pretty terrible at it. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe someday I'll give it another shot. But who knows? I'll think about that.
But true crime's the dream project, huh? Okay.
Yep. Yeah. True.
Is there a certain? It sounds kind of morbid to say. It almost feels weird to say. But is there like a certain serial killer or case that you feel like I really want to be in that, or kind of case? If not, it's a certain one.
Well, I mean, maybe not in particular, but there is a killer that I feel like nobody knows about, and he's still kind of. I think he got caught in like 2012 or something like that, and or 2013 or whatnot. But I've listened to quite a few podcasts on him, and it's super fascinating because I'm like, how does he? I feel like there will be a movie or a series someday, but I feel like, being a detective trying to catch him would be a sick show. I think that would be a really good one because he's, I hate doing this because it's also, you don't want to give, all this.
Yeah, you don't want to put them on a pedestal, but
yeah, exactly. That's the tricky situation with it, but at the same time, part of me kind of wants something like that to come out on this guy because he specifically didn't want that, so I don't know anyways, but yeah, he didn't want anybody to know, what he's done and such, essentially, but, his name's, Israel Keys, that's the guy's name, but it's, I feel like nobody knows him, but to me, he's like one of the craziest killers I've ever heard about.
Now, you just heard about him from news reports, or were there just kind of little?
No, just podcasts. It was a podcast that introduced me to him, and I was like, he's basically somebody who wasn't caught for so long, because he buried kill kits, he drove across town in the States a lot, and he would bury kill kits in random location underground, and so wherever he's working, if he's passing through, he would just randomly dig it up and then go and, make it, everything would be random, and that's why it took so long for him to be caught. And
what was he, a construction worker or something? What was he doing traveling?
Yeah, it was something of that nature. It was something in that field, construction of some sort.
He would just find a random kid and kill him?
No, it was a random, usually it avoided kids and stuff like that. It was usually one or two people who lived alone. He made sure, he followed all these things. He was like, no kids, no animals.
Oh, no kids.
Buried. He had all these rules.
Oh, they said kill kid. Okay.
And it's ridiculous. I'm like, oh my God. But
sounds
anyways,
like Dexter, kind of.
yeah, honestly, it's somewhat similar, but he's an awful person.
Not killing killers.
But yeah, the way he gets caught, it's all very, very Hollywood and very interesting stories. I think a series on that where you follow the detectives hunting him and basically him doing his thing. I think that could be a fascinating show for sure.
What was the killer's name again? I'm gonna look that up later now.
Yeah, Israel Keys.
Keys, a set of keys. Israel
it's
Keys.
Okay. IES. Yeah, something like that. But yeah.
But is he currently incarcerated, or they killed him?
No, he took his own life in prison. Yeah. Unfortunately, they didn't allow him to suffer as much as he should have. But yeah. Anyways, super fascinating story. But yeah, that's definitely the one that sticks out to me the most.
Yeah. Huh. All right. Well, I'm sure you'll play detective catching someone like that sooner than later, man. It's your director. That's wild.
Thanks,
huh.
Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah, detective role, man. That'd be fun. For sure.
Now, when you say detective role, do you have something in mind, like a tweed jacket or anything like that? Or I'd have my notepad. I'd always have to be by my desk and there'd be a lamp. Or is there certain visual cues?
No? Nothing specific to that nature. Just dark. I just love those dark shots. Very true detective.
Very, 5 o'clock shadow, you were sleeping in your tie sideways, right. You're drinking your cup of coffee in your paper cup.
That's it. Sleeves
curmudgeon-y attitude.
Guy's been up all night.
Exactly.
100%.
Where your partner, your boss, you're too close to this.
Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, absolutely. Love it.
Oh, man. Well, Michelle, I'm sure we're taking enough of your time, but, man, thanks for sharing you and your art with us, bro. And yeah,
my pleasure.
I can't wait to see what happens next for you, bro.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I appreciate you having this interview with me. I appreciate you reaching out. Yeah,
for sure, man. Where can we find you next? Are there any like sites or your Instagram or anything you want fans to go to the most, or do you need that?
Instagram. I'm terrible.
Or wherever. Instagram. If not Insta, whatever.
No, I mean, absolutely. Instagram is probably the best one, but I don't post much. Apologies.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. It's just my first and last name, Mishka Thébaud, at Instagram, all one word. But yeah.
Oh, hi. And any projects we should look forward to for sure in the near future? Anything else you want us to check out that's out already?
Nothing I can mention at the minute.
Okay.
But we'll see. We'll see. There's potential for some other stuff as well, so we'll see.
Oh yeah. All right. I'm sending the good. I know that dance. I'm sending the good vibes. Are you like me, where you like almost like you're up for this or that, or maybe even you're starting this or that, and you're like, I don't want to tell anyone, because what if something falls through or whatever, and then all of a sudden like it's Thanksgiving, and your family's like, so what about that Jessica Alba film you were in? Or, shut up, or something like that,
Yeah, it's a dance for sure. I tend to try and keep it to myself until. I don't really tell anybody unless it's more so when it comes out. I think that's probably the best time to say anything. It's hard beforehand because I feel like once you've been in this industry a good amount of time, you can see how things can go sideways pretty quickly. So yeah, I've learned my lesson in terms of speaking too early or speaking too soon, I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I just I'll wait until something comes out for sure. That's how I like to kind of keep it.
I've learned the hard way to wait until I'm on set, because sometimes you've had like 2 dream auditions where it's like, dude, that went so great, I got the role, or they're not making it, baby, and then all of a sudden you don't get the call, or you get the email like, sorry, they went another way, but we'll definitely keep you in our minds for future projects. Thanks, lady.
Oh yeah, I've heard it all.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, I've heard it all. We've all been there. Absolutely, good stuff.
Yeah, but we're rising, bro. I can't wait to inevitably share a film set with you in the future, man. For sure.
That'd be fun.
It's gonna happen
one day. Man. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds
you'll
good.
You'll be the detective arresting me. How about that?
Sounds good. Sounds good. Looking forward to it.
All right, man. Well, thanks, man. I know it's late there on the East Coast, so thanks again for sharing yourself with us, man. Good night.
My pleasure. My pleasure. All right. You take care.
You too. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Well, friends, the theater lights have come back on overhead. Please clean up the candy wrappers you snuck in and traverse safely. See you next week, or superfans online at patreon.com/thatkev1show. Good night. Rep the brand as behind-the-scenes film talk, positive vibes, and discovering what the human condition is all about as nonstop creativity guides us on and on and on with That Kev One Show merchandise. Now for sale at thatkev1show.etsy.com. That Kev One Show, spelled of course that KEV number 1 N show. Hey, you're a fan. You want to rep it. You know how to spell it. So get it today and glow with us.
This portion of That Kev One Show is supported by Bohemian Dream Gifts, made with organic and natural oils that nourish and hydrate your skin. Man, I don't know if it's the weather outside or the gym that was killing my skin, because my right elbow on the, it itched like the Dickens, like I was becoming like the lizard from Marvel Comics. I think it's that machine where you put your elbow in and do the lifts, for the bicep. But I was itching my skin like crazy during, I won't say who because I don't want them associated with rough skin, with one of our guests here in the near future here. But my right elbow was getting ashy and coming up, getting red and irritated. Anyway, I used some of the promotional cookie dough body oil from Bohemian Dream Gifts that they gave us, and my skin, I'm not kidding, came back. I can vouch for that one. The cookie dough oil body oil, the cookie dough body oil brought my skin back to life like an Evanescence song. I'm not kidding. My skin is smooth and happy again. 100%. You can buy cookie dough oil on Etsy at the Bohemian Dream Gifts shop. Check out their other stuff as well, but that's one that I that I swear by now. And as soon as my promotional one runs out, I'm going to order some myself. So go to Etsy and visit the Bohemian Dream Gifts shop today.
What's better than your favorite talk show? Well, maybe homemade delicious food, cold beer, or a drink of your choosing in a comfortable atmosphere. Well, look no further than the Boulevard Tap House for the world-famous fish and chips, seafood, all-around delicious menu with pizza, all kinds of food, wings, steak bites, anything you can imagine when you want to watch the big game or catch some live jazz if you pick the right night. Open 7 days a week. Go to boulevardtaphouse.com right now. I like to go to their Terwilliger Curve location. That's the home location for their not only their fish and chips, and they knew that they always used to give me Caesar chicken salad and wine. They kind of made jokes and made fun of me that. My favorite food there now might just be the brand new Mark Kevin. That's a margarita pizza named after me. Don't know if they did it because I'm Italian or what, but I had it, and it is delicious and, dare I say, nutritious. Anyway, friends, go on in, have a great time. When you're there, you truly are family. No cap. Enjoy the Boulevard Tap House today.